Alright, so hey, thought I'd show you guys what a ball python looks like when it's in shed. Notice the blue eyes. Well, kind of cloudy eyes. There's really nothing to worry about. Like, if you ever see a ball python with cloudy eyes, it just means they're going into shed soon. That's one of the stages. Another stage is that you'll see the belly. It'll start to look pink, but that's a few days before the eyes cloud over. So don't be too worried about that either. Now, I really just wanted to show you guys how her shed comes out. She should be shedding in the next couple of days or so. Now, a way to tell when your ball python is about to shed is when the eyes clear up. That means either that night or the next day she'll shed. And completely clear up, and you really can't see the cloudiness in the eyes anymore. That's how I could tell they're about to shed. Now, the shed should come out. And the shed should come out in one straight piece, and if not one piece, then one body piece, and then the other piece being the face part. If the shed comes out in more than one piece, then that really means that your humidity is not right. Sometimes it could just be, sometimes it'll turn out like a bad shed, and it's really not good for them. So make sure your humidity is right. If the shed doesn't come out like in one complete piece or two. Her last shed, it came out in one piece, but if I could get off my hand. No. Alright, so I just have to show you like this. This was her last shed. It came out in one complete piece. Like this. Kind of. Yeah, like that. In one complete piece. But I caught it kind of late, and it already had kind of hardened, so when I tried to unravel it, I broke it apart. This stuff is it feels like rice paper, and it's really, really dry and sensitive, and the wrong pull could pull it apart. But if you catch it early, like a couple of hours after they shed, you could probably unravel it and collect it if you want. It's pretty fun. Alright, so this is how your ball python will look while it's in shed. Alright, so now I'll be I'll pause this and I'll show you how it looks when she comes out of shed. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot a couple of really important things. It's really good to leave your ball python alone when it's in the shed. You don't want to stress it out too much. Just let it be while it's in the shed. Another thing is, you could try to feed while in the shed, but the chances are they most likely won't take the food. Ball pythons really don't take food while they're in shed. As I'm sure you can notice, she looks really dull, and that's because when they get dull, that's another sign of them getting ready to shed. But yeah, and you'll probably see them soaking in a water bowl too when they're going into shed. And if the shed doesn't come all the way off, it's not a good idea to try and pull it off, or even soak, because I hear soaking while shed is not a good idea. Only soak after a really bad shed. Don't soak during shed or like a day after the shed. Just wait and see if it comes off on its own. And make sure you have something in the enclosure for them to rub on and help get the shed off. And oh yeah, and after they're done shedding, make sure there's no stuck shed like around the tail areas, like right here, because that can harden and constrict, and then eventually it'll cause the end of the tail to die and fall off, and that's not good at all. So always make sure that all the shed is completely off, and don't try to peel it off. And if anything, after a few days, if the shed is still not off, try a nice soak in warm water, and then just simply get a cotton swab and start to move back gently, and that's only if that's your last resort. Other than that, you don't need to help them shed, because they should do it on their own. If you pull it, you could risk pulling off some of their scales, and it's very dangerous. So as you can see, she really doesn't want to be in my hand that much anymore, so I'm gonna let it down and put it back in the enclosure During shed, I like to help her find her way to the hide because I feel as if like during shed they really don't have the best sight. And after that, oh yeah, make sure you spray your enclosure. You want it really humid during shed. You want it dry. Like as you can see, my enclosure, you can see it's not too soaked. The substrate is dry. It's just the sides right there, and that's only on the warm side where the heat is at. Other than that, the rest of it is really not dry, but it's humid enough. You just want to make sure your humidity is around 60 to 70% to get a successful shed. 50% will do, but 60% is just perfect. See, I have sticks and multiple amount of hides and even a water bowl for her to shed or to help shed. So, alright. Oh, dang, I keep forgetting stuff. What I like to do during shed is I like to take a spray bottle and I like to spray the top of the top of the Sterlite bin top, just right on the hot side, and that really helps humidity as well. But I really don't have to worry about spraying because the enclosure that I'm using it makes keeping in humidity a breeze. This is not a fish tank, so I don't have to worry about humidity issues. So yeah. Now, hopefully I didn't forget anything, and I won't have to start it again and add new stuff. Yep, didn't forget anything. Alright, so we had a good shed. Finally came off. I caught it kind of late though, so it's not as straight as it could be, but as you can clearly see that it came off in one entire piece. I broke it a little because I kind of caught it late. It dried up just a little, and you can easily see it came off in one entire piece. That's what you're looking for. Looking for it to come off in one entire piece. They tell you when it comes from one piece like this tell you that your humidity is right and you're doing something right. This is what you want to look for in the enclosure. There she is, new and fresh out of shed, looking nice. You can really see the blushing on her belly. She looks really nice. Look at her. Bet she's happy. Something, just a heads up I wanted to give you guys. When they shed, something you probably want to look for is that 2 days before they go into shed, they'll start to lighten back up, but not as light as they really are, and it just look like they might have shed. So don't go crazy looking for the shed. Trust me, ball pythons are not geckos, so they won't eat their shed. When they shed it, you'll find it and you'll know. Just give it time. They usually shed like a day or 2 days after the eyes clear up. But this is my ball python, fresh out of shed. Say hey. Say bye bye. Something I recommend you check for as soon as they come out of shed is you check the end of the tail around, just check like the whole body. Make sure they don't have any stuck shed, because even if they do have a full shed, sometimes they'll get little pieces of shed on the tail, and that's not good because that can harden and it can constrict blood flow to the tail and cause the tail to fall off, and the end of the tail to fall off, and that is not good. And if that were to happen, just give it like 3 days, and if it doesn't come off, soak the tail in warm water, and then just get a Q-tip and pull it back, and it should come off easily. Like right now, this camera is doing no justice for her colors. Like, she looks really nice. Now, if you could, try to unravel the shed a little to see if you can find the face. You see, this is her face right here. Focus. Nope. Alright, this is her face. And the rest of the shed is over here. It's just that. It's kind of early in the morning, so I'll probably sound a little tired. I just wanted to catch the shot before it hardened anymore. I knew she was going to shed tonight. Tried to stay up as long as I could. I'm going to move her hide over here. Let her